All right.
This will give you some idea of the level of sophistication. You just don't slap some components together and it's all be fine. This is micrometer adjustments and very high resolution imaging cameras that's checking everything to make sure the tiny micro display panels are in flawless alignment. We check alignment within 2 pixels. Very, very high accuracy. So we're able to do augmented reality and identify things that other people are simply not able to do because of the extraordinary degree of reliability. And you get to see, we design and make all of our own fixtures, everything in-house, and you get an idea and you see this degree of complexity that goes into it. It's kind of crazy.
This lab, how many PhDs work here?
You know, I'll tell you right now, we have 4, but most part, frankly, I don't hire PhDs. And the reason is, it's hard to find guys that are not stovepiped.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that they spent so long in school on a civil specialty to get their doctorate. And I really want guys that are out there doing it. We've got guys that didn't even graduate from college. We've got guys that are, I mean, brilliant. You know, astrophysics is the major, and they may be a few units short, and they said, fuck it, we're going to do things that are important.
Yeah.
You know, so this is Silicon Valley, and here it's not how much education you have or where you went to school. It's not whether you went to Harvard or University of Chicago or Stanford or whatever. Here is, can you do it? Yeah. So nobody cares about anything, can you do it? We've got guys that are insanely brilliant. And if you knew their background, say, wait a minute, well, their degrees in philosophy. Obviously, there's hardcore scientists here and engineers.
Who are we standing with, by the way?
Okay, this guy, Kareem, is responsible for all
nice to meet you.
Production product engineering.
Production product.
Right, and this is Ross. He's head of all of ops. You know, he classic master's MIT and all this, but he's designed and built foundries for semiconductors for big companies that you know of. Very, very experienced. So all of production, all of procurement, everything goes under him. All the engineers that are doing the engineering for production and take things into tooling and mass production are his responsibility.
What goes on in this space?
So right here?
Yeah, because people are seeing this space for the first time.
This is end-of-line calibration. This is end-of-line, so we do end-of-line optical characterization and end-of-line digital alignment.
And that means that the images are sharp and they don't give you headaches.
That's right, and superimposed and
everybody
uniformity, contrast, all that stuff.
And so what is some of the equipment that you built to do that?
So
this is all custom equipment.
Yeah, there's custom optomechanical range, is how I refer to it, with targets that are very specific, and there's a lot of MATLAB running on the PCs, so there's some esoteric stuff with respect to how we measure the resolution.
Yeah.
And then less esoteric, you know, uniformity, contrast, and other things get characterized and reported, archived for production. So every unit gets measured, falls within allowable thresholds, right? That gets archived, and then we ship.
And what's the big goal here? Here's the magic goal. It seems really easy, and unless you're in it and doing it, is to be able to recognize that people vary in their interpupillary distance adjustment from, believe it or not, 22 to as much as, I should say, 22 to 24 millimeters of adjustment. So from typically like 55 to 72 millimeters of interpupillary distance, the distance between the center of your eye to the center of your other eye. So the question is this: how can you put on glasses where you want stereo, where everybody sees stereo, and you get image conversions? We worked years to figure out how the technique is not only to design it, but to build it and calibrate it effortlessly so you can pump them out. But anybody can put them on, whether you're a hammerhead shark or you've got a head like it's been pushed in an almond press, and you pick them up, put them on, you see perfect 3D. Yeah. And that is unbelievable magic.
What's happening behind you?
Right now, the guys are assembling glasses and special components for projects for different people, like NASA, industrial company, oil and gas industry, biomedical. We're now having our glasses, you now know, used live in surgery, cardiovascular. Also, we had a team of neurosurgeons come down from Canada. And so we're going to be at MD Anderson, University of Chicago, Stanford, all the big medical facilities nationwide. And we're working on not only the ability to essentially have anybody see what you're doing in surgical procedure anywhere in the world with telepresence, which we have working perfectly in the glasses now, but we're working on an iteration of the glasses for people that are completely blind, to be able to see, and you don't give them vision, but imagine that we use sensors to allow them to know what's in front of them. They're about to hit a pole or a person, or they're about to stumble over a dog or whatever. So we're working on the technology right now to do this, so a blind person doesn't need a cane. They can walk down the street, navigate through crowds, go in and out of doors without touching anything, without holding anything, with no wires, nothing. They put on a version of the glasses that do that, and that's one of the things we really want to do, because we want to use the permutations on our technology to hopefully be transformative. And you've got 136,000 veterans that are either completely blind or severely vision impaired. You've got 39 million people in the world who are blind and 246 million that are severely visually impaired. Helping those would be exciting beyond measure.
Very cool. Well, thanks for giving me a little tour.
Come on, I'll show you some more.